A cute girl, Nell, is studying in her room, and her neighbor, Woody, starts blasting music. She screams at him to turn it down. But he says that he'll do it if she flashes him. She said she would never. But the worst thing happens. Her top gets stuck in her window, rips up, and he sees her unclothed. Nell is a smart, studious girl, while Woody is the confident, sporty troublemaker. They live next door to each other and attend the same school. Although they had been childhood friends, their relationship had changed completely over the years. Woody had become a popular varsity football player who cared about sports, parties, and his reputation. Meanwhile, Nell was serious, intelligent, and passionate about literature. She spent most of her time reading and preparing for her future, while Woody focused on winning football games and impressing the people around him. Nell is from a very sophisticated but uptight family, while Woody's parents are super chill and don't expect much from him other than sports. At breakfast, Nell gets a letter from Yale about her interview being scheduled for next week, while Woody's dad tells him to concentrate on his next football game. Nell misses the bus, so she walks to school. Woody's friend Horse comes to pick him up, and they splash water on Nell as they see her walking past. The poor girl's hair frizzes up bad. Woody sarcastically apologizes to Nell, but she taunts him about his childish dumbness. Things got worse when their class goes on a museum field trip. Woody and Nell were forced to work together on a history assignment about the ancient Aztec god Tezcatlipoca. The Aztec statue has a mirror and is known for shape-shifting. As they stood in front of it, they began arguing and insulting each other. The disagreement became so intense that they do not realize the strange, misty force coming from the statue circling them. The statue was working on something secret between them. That night, both of them went to sleep without suspecting anything. The next morning, Woody woke up in Nell's bedroom. He was confused by the unfamiliar surroundings, but his confusion turned into panic when he looked in the mirror and saw Nell's face. At the same time, Nell woke up in Woody's room and discovered that she was trapped inside Woody's body. She was confused how she'd conceal his huge morning wood. They rushed to school and finally met, each accusing the other of causing the strange situation. Neither of them understood how this happened, but they knew that their minds had been exchanged. Woody in Nell's body says it's probably a one-day thing, and everything will get back to normal tomorrow, so he tells her to just get through the day. Woody makes a fool of Nell in class when the teacher asks her for her homework. And during lunch, when Woody's girlfriend, Brianna, calls him home because her parents are not at home, Nell calls her a slut and walks away. Brianna wonders why Woody is behaving so weirdly. Horse tells Woody, who's Nell, that he needs to come for practice today. She tries to avoid it, but Horse says the coach won't let him. Nell, still inside Woody's body, completely fails to perform at practice. Nell had never played football, so she struggled to follow the coach's instructions and could not perform like Woody, who was one of the team's most important players. The next day, Nell comes to school wearing chinos and an Oxford cotton button-down. Woody became furious when he saw what she wore and warns him about his performance at practice, as it can damage his position on the team, and he tells her not to dress like a nerd. But she tells him to deal with it. So, on the next day, to take revenge, Woody in Nell's body dresses like a hooker in a short skirt, and she stuffs her face with food during lunch and eats very vulgarly to attract attention at school. The students began treating Nell differently, and she became embarrassed and angry. Nell then took revenge by ending Woody's relationship with his girlfriend Brianna while she was still inside his body. Woody was shocked and felt that Nell had destroyed one of the most important parts of his social life. Trying to get back at her, Woody leaves with Nikki, a rebellious biker from school, making Nell believe that she was about to lose her virginity. Nell cries in a corner, thinking Woody is making her lose her virginity, but Woody stopped the situation before anything happened and left Nikki as he was taking off his clothes. The next day, Nikki spread rumors about what had supposedly happened between him and Nell. The story moved quickly through the school, and Nell became upset when she realized that everyone believed it and they were calling her a slut. Woody eventually found her and admitted that the rumor was false, explaining that nothing had happened with Nikki. But Nell was still hurt because Woody had used her body and reputation as part of their revenge. Woody then confronted Nikki, but because he was trapped inside Nell's body, he could not fight him properly. Nell, who was inside Woody's stronger body, stepped forward and punched Nikki. Afterward, Woody and Nell finally understood that their attacks were only making their lives worse, so they agreed to a truce. They returned to the museum and examined the statue again, confronting the Aztec statue, asking it to return them back to normal, but it did not restore their bodies. They began to understand that the curse had forced them to depend on each other. Now 2 important events were approaching. Nell had an interview at Yale, and Woody had the homecoming football game which could affect his future. Since neither of them could return to their own bodies, they realized that each person would have to prepare the other. Nell prepared Woody for her Yale interview, while Woody would teach Nell how to play football. Their training sessions were difficult at first. Nell struggled on the football field. She did not know how to read the game, control the ball, or react to the other players. Woody had to teach her every movement, while Nell had to force him to think more carefully about the meaning behind the literature she loved. They studied together, and Nell was slightly happy with Woody's answers. As they continued helping each other, they started to see the lives they'd previously judged from the outside. Nell discovered that football was not only a sport to him, it was the one place where he felt respected and believed he had a chance to build a future. Woody began to understand that Nell's seriousness was not caused by arrogance. She was determined to attend Yale because she wanted her intelligence to be recognized and wanted to escape the limitations that other people placed on her. Woody, inside Nell's body, sees Chanel crying. She asks her what happened. Chanel tells him that Horst is cheating on her. Woody asks her why she still dates him if she knows he's a cheater. She says because he's famous, and she became popular because of him. Nell tells her she can do better, and they become friends, and Chanel invites him to a girl's sleepover. He sat among the pajamas, slippers, nail polish, and conversations about the students at school. He listened as the girls discussed him, and Brianna said she only dated him because he's the football captain. During the sleepover, he also experienced a bikini wax, which scarred him for life. Nell, inside Woody's body, attended a party and became super drunk while trying to behave as he normally did. These experiences made their arguments less serious, and they began protecting each other's secrets instead of using them as weapons. They still wanted to return to their own bodies, but they no longer wanted the other person to fail. Before the Yale interview and the homecoming game, Woody and Nell agreed to attend the homecoming dance together. They described it as not being a date, but both of them understood that their feelings had changed. In the morning, as Woody is having breakfast with Nell's parents, her mother asks her why she's hanging out with Woody so much. He's just a dumb jock, like she said he was. Woody is actually hurt and skips studying with Nell and goes to throw ball. Nell goes to her house to look for him, but her dad tells her he's gone to school to study, so he gets there. Woody is angry, and he says she never understood him. Football is his destiny, and now he doesn't even have that, and he's a loser. He can't crack the Yale interview. Nell tries to tell him that he's wrong, but Woody walks away. The next morning, Woody attended the Yale interview while still inside Nell's body. At first, he performed badly and could not answer the questions in the way Nell would have expected. When the interviewer told him that the interview was over, Woody stopped trying to impress him and began speaking honestly about poetry. Woody connected poetry with rhythm and rap, explaining it in a way that came naturally to him. His answer was different from the formal responses expected in a Yale interview, but it showed that he had listened to Nell and had understood what she had taught him. The interviewer became impressed by his unexpected explanation. At the same time, Nell played in Woody's homecoming football game. She was nervous because she'd never been on the field, but Woody's training had prepared her for the pressure. During the final moments of the match, Nell received the ball and ran toward the goal line. The opposing players tried to stop her, but she continued moving forward and scored the winning touchdown. A college recruiter watched the play and later gave Woody's contact information to show that his football future was still possible. After the interview and the game, Woody and Nell found each other, and Woody congratulated Nell about the game and said she played well. Woody also said that he was glad he exchanged bodies with her, other than anyone else in the world, and it was a privilege. She said that she felt the same. Shortly afterward, there was that misty thing again near the statue, and the spell finally lifted, and their minds returned to their original bodies. Woody and Nell were themselves again, but the moment they'd been waiting for did not bring the happiness they expected. Woody was immediately carried away and kissed by Brianna, while Nell watched from a distance and became upset. The following day, Woody went to Nell's house and tried to speak with Nell, but her mother stopped him and told him that she doesn't want to attend the homecoming dance and he's better off with Brianna. Nell then received an acceptance letter from Yale, confirming that Woody had cracked the interview. Even though the letter fulfilled her dream, Nell remained hurt by what she'd seen after the spell ended. She decided not to attend the homecoming dance because she believed Woody had returned to his old life and no longer cared about what had happened between them. Meanwhile, Nell's father spoke with her about Woody and during the conversation, Nell admitted that she had developed genuine feelings for him. Her father understood that she's still in love with Woody and surprised her with a dress and shoes for the dance. At the homecoming celebration, Woody and Brianna were selected as homecoming king and queen. As they prepared to take part in the ceremony, Woody saw Nell arriving, realizing that returning to his old relationship had not made him happy, and that he still wanted to be with Nell. They finally confessed their love for each other, leaving the school together and returning to the houses where they'd spent years fighting. Standing in front of their homes, they kissed and accepted that the body swap had changed their relationship permanently. The next morning, Nell told her mother that she planned to take a year's sabbatical before attending Yale. She then climbed into Woody's car, and the two of them drove away together. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more full cool recaps. Comment below and tell me which fun movie you want next. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Bye!